Hello! Welcome to episode 9 of Circle and Square Podcast.
I'm Ben Eisenberger.
I'm Blake. I'm not going to give you my last name for legal reasons.
Yeah, welcome everybody. I can't believe me and Blake have committed to doing something this long, you know? It's pretty, I guess...
9 weeks? What is that?
A month and a quarter? Or 2 months and a quarter?
His math isn't very good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good record for, just trying to be productive, at least do something, you know? And I don't know, when it opens back up again, who knows what we're gonna...
No, we're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, we should. Definitely should. It's fun.
I mean, we have 5 goddamn people that tune in every week, and I don't know what they would do without us.
Yeah, we have a few people. I've heard, people are commenting that they heard the last episode and stuff like that. So thought it was fun. Should keep it up.
So this week we saw Tim Dillon.
Yeah, boy, Tim Dillon came through.
That was a fire fucking show.
It was really good, actually, and it's funny because I'd seen just some of Tim's stand-up clips, and I was always like, I kind of like him on like the podcast better. Like, stand-up is like, that's cool, but really he got like the routine that he did was just like the flow of everything was really, really good. I thought it was a fire stand-up set.
It was good. I was a little surprised of how much gut actually made it to the performance.
Oh, I love that dude though. God, it was really funny. And also, I should say, I'll probably put something on Instagram. We could talk directly to the like 200 people who added me after Ben like put on Instagram to follow me because I knew a bunch of.
Let's get those people to follow Circle and Square.
Yeah, at Circle Square Pod on Instagram and Twitter.
Ben's been super hesitant about posting anything about Circle and Square because he's kind of a cuck a little bit, and he's afraid to get canceled. And I'm here. I've already been canceled once. I'm not really. I just, sometimes I'm just like, I don't know if like I need to be the person talking about whatever thing, and I just end up, being stupid about it. But I thought it was kind of funny because this week, when Blake and I were watching Tim Dillon's podcast episode come out last weekend, and they said something like, we're going to be in Omaha and Ben's going to come with me, and if anyone knows anything about the Franklin scandal and the places, hit me up. So I was like, I want to take a leaf out of Tim's book and do a little fake business and try and make myself out to a Franklin scandal expert, which, I mean, I knew about these places and stuff too. So I guess maybe, but I just don't know if I was really of any help. I mean, it's not like, I wouldn't say you're a fucking expert.
It's not like
anything.
anyone. Yeah. It's not like anyone knows any more than like what's in these books and what people know. I mean, it's a fucking like, that's why it's a cover up. Right. But yeah, it was kind of funny. I sent him this list of places. I was kind of double checking some addresses and seeing where people were living and stuff. And they were trying to, Ben and Tim really wanted to interview this dude, who took allegedly took all these pictures of like these sex orgies with the kids and stuff with Lawrence E. King. And the guy's still alive. He lives in Norfolk, and he's like on the sex offender registry, and the white pages, it said it had 2 cell phone numbers listed for him, but you had to like pay for like the record or whatever. And Ben was like, I'll Venmo you $5 to pay for the record. I was like, dude, I'm not paying for this guy's record. You should do it. But they ended up doing it, but the guy didn't answer the phone. But would have been kind of funny. I was like, that guy's probably like so paranoid, It
was a unique situation. Tim Dillon, there's been a lot of great comedians
roll through them. Yeah, Tom Segura came right after Tim.
I couldn't get a ticket. So.
Yeah, I know. Apparently they sold out really fast, and then sorry.
Remember when I told you not to touch that?
No, it just ended up going.
He doesn't listen to anything. All right, well, let's get into kind of what it's 9 weeks in, and I don't even know really what this podcast really is.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Oh wait,
What?
I wanted to rant about something when you got here. I told you about it. I got a new iPhone.
Oh yeah.
These motherfuckers. They give you a cord, or I got an iPhone 12 because my iPhone was destroyed this morning.
What happened to it?
We're not talking about that. All right, so I got a new iPhone this morning, and they give me a fucking cord. And the cord that they give you is a different... Here. People on YouTube. Hold on. Ben, oh, my little sister's here.
Blake's, for anyone just listening, Blake is getting the charging cable for his iPhone, which has nowhere to plug it into a wall, weirdly enough.
Yeah, it's a completely different thing.
Well, they've had those.
Or here's the thing. I would understand if they're changing this, like this is the new way to charge.
Yeah.
But if they're doing that,
then give a fucking thing to plug it into the wall.
How the fuck? Where do I go get one of these?
I guess like the Apple stores, and there was probably one at the phone
Dude,
store. But
I'm not going and
yeah.
hang out with a bunch of fucking geeks.
Yeah.
I'm not going to the fucking Apple store.
Yeah, we were just in Village Point. Yeah, it's so stupid. They just want you to buy more shit, and then I'm sure that block is really fucking expensive too. You dropped it.
I can guarantee you it's very expensive.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably go to Walmart and get a cheaper version for like $15 or something still,
And it will work for 10 days.
Yeah, exactly. God, yeah, I hate stuff like that. Like, it's just, well, it's like this shit with the new computers too. Like, both of my computers don't have anything to plug anything into. You just have to get these adapters that plug into these USB-C ports, which I think that's what that is, right? USB-C.
Yeah, that's USB-C. God,
it's so annoying because you can't plug any USB. You can't plug any. God, this is so annoying. This headphone thing. You can't plug any like Ethernet cable or any HDMI cable.
It's called Wi-Fi, Ben.
Yeah. But you have to get a fucking adapter for everything. It's like annoying, and they just to make extra money, I guess.
I just remembered there's a good goddamn UFC fight tonight.
Oh yeah. Well, I'd watch it.
I'm a fucking nerd.
Yeah, you like that sports stuff. Oh yeah. God, I was gonna rant. I kind of wanted to. It was cool to like go back into like all that old like Franklin cover up shit this week though, and just like thinking about all those places and like all that crazy shit that happened and how like our city was just involved in this like I don't know if this is still in my brain, but
it was a good old time.
Just like our city, I think from being like the crossroads of both of the two different railroads from the east and the west like met in Omaha, and it's like,
well, yeah, I-80 is like the biggest.
Well, yeah, and everyone was like, everyone that was in Omaha was kind of like traveling through, so I bet everyone was just like, oh, let's do some wild shit in Omaha, like while, the wife's at home or something, like, I don't know, but...
most people don't think like that.
I think they used to. I mean, it seems like they were doing some pretty bizarre shit out here, and I can't believe, like, that there was, like, allegedly this child prostitution ring, like, when, the chief of police was indicted, and the guy who was, like, the lead editor for the Omaha World Herald, that guy's really interesting. I mean, like, basically the World Herald had all these like smear pieces on all the kids that were testifying against this thing. Like, they would just like, everything was like made to make those kids look crazy. And it's because this dude, the like head editor of the World Herald, was like indicted in the whole thing. And that guy was crazy. That one dude that was involved in the scandal, like his body ended up showing up dead in Georgia on the property, like this hunting property that the World Herald guy owned, So like some dude who was like, I don't know. I don't know that much about this whole thing, but it's creepy, like about how a bunch of those people died, and then that one in particular where it's like, why is he on your property?
Yeah, the star witness for that who could have broke it all open was
they like
declared insane.
Well, there was another guy who apparently they had pictures. It was this dude who had like pictures of this stuff, and he went and got the pictures from a guy in Chicago. And then when he was flying back, his plane just like crashed or whatever. With him and his son in it.
Classic.
And it crashed over somewhere where like there was a police dude who was like ran out of Omaha, and it was like the city that he was the police chief in over Illinois. You know, just happened to be where his plane came down.
There seems to be a lot of
fishy shit going on there,
especially with police chief in Omaha.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty
Ben, look up
wild job.
KETV today.
Sure.
I thought you would definitely like this story.
Oh, come on. Jesus Christ. They're like, give us money, give us money, give us money.
Well, it's not on there.
What was it? Do you remember? Or?
Yeah, well, I saved it on my phone.
God, this thing with the microphone's annoying. Well, anyway, God, oh yeah, that Boulder shooting this week, that was crazy. I can't believe
let's not get into that yet. Let's wait a tad bit before we get into that, because I think you'll like.
God, this is such a slow going episode.
Well, I mean, these people like it slow and hard, baby.
We're just like,
you're gonna like this.
Need to get a little drunker before I do these, huh? You guys like me a little more wild? You guys like that?
Stop getting horny with the people.
Well, I'm not allowed to fuck for a while. I'm out of commission.
I'm the one who put you out of commission.
Yeah, you wish you had a disease strong enough for me. I don't know what you're trying to find, Blake. Jesus Christ.
Hold on.
Let's
talk about something.
Yeah, why don't we just like pull some shit up next time? Well, I was
talk about something hot.
I was trying to talk about that Boulder shooting, but you cut off and said,
I know, because I don't want to get into that yet.
Okay, then what what the fuck do you want to get into?
There we go. This story seems suspicious.
Omaha Police Chief wants a second in command. New ordinance goes before City Council. Said one of 5 deputy chiefs would be promoted under new ordinance. So he would have like an assistant chief?
To take over if something ever happened to him.
Huh.
And look at how much, go down a little bit.
When the chief leaves for any period of time, it's a crapshoot who you get after that. With 5 chiefs, assigning one as assistant chief provides a clear chain of command for the officers. Okay, he would appoint one of them. The 5 chief deputies earn salaries above $151,000.
But
if a deputy chief making nearly $167,000 a year gets promoted, that's nearly $10,000 per year of a promotion. So he's going to make $167,000.
Here's my question with all this. I know it seems just like an article. I think that it's happening quick. All right, so Jean Stothert suspends her campaign.
Oh, she's not running for mayor?
It's suspended right now.
Oh, because she's grieving her loss of her husband or whatever.
All right. And then immediately Todd fucking
Schmaderer,
mayor fucker, whatever his name is, immediately says he gives plans to retire within the next 5 years.
So they're like gonna like run off together or something, you think?
No, it's not that. But all right, so that happens, and then now they're making a chain of command for if for some reason he has to what would be the reason the mayor had to go away?
The mayor or the chief of police? I mean,
the chief of police would have to go away.
What would be the reason? Oh, in case he has to go on vacation? What do you mean?
It seems like they're creating like the chain of command that's going to... I don't want to be a fucking conspiracist.
No, I don't know. I mean, just what do you think is happening?
That all this is...
They just want to give some dude more money in the police force? I don't know.
It just seems that
it all happens so quickly with all this
has happened within the last month.
Well, it's because you believe a rumor that you heard that the
I can guarantee you this rumor is true.
That they're having an affair.
It's not a rumor.
That's a stinky one, you know. And yeah, and her husband, like, well, I guess because he was
Where's the suicide note?
Yeah, and he was like a prominent doctor. I mean, it's just, yeah, that is kind of crazy.
People
right?
just killed themselves without suicide notes?
Omaha's such a weird place. I know, because we're just talking about like the Franklin scandal and like the fucking chief of police being involved and all this crazy shit with all these kids, you know. And it's like maybe evil never leaves this town. You know what I mean? Maybe evil never left the police force. I mean, but you know,
here's the thing, Stothert, talk about your fucking husband. What happened?
Yeah, what happened? Why was he upset? Was he sad? Like, what was going on? Were there warning signs? I don't know. I mean, like, I get people want privacy. I know, like, suicide's a crazy thing, but like, usually it comes from somewhere. And you know, 70-year-old dudes don't kill themselves usually, and they usually don't shoot themselves in the head, right? Am I crazy? Especially a doctor who has access to all this medicine and shit like that.
Don't act like you're the fucking one breaking this news. Are you
No,
crazy?
I'm just saying.
Are you crazy? Blake Kostreva broke this fucking news. Talk.
Yeah.
Stothert, where's the suicide note? Where is it?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, well, it's crazy. The whole thing is crazy. But yeah, I wouldn't put it past this town. At the same time, though, I think Omaha sometimes just tries to be cool, you know. But it's just like, and there's corruption.
What the fuck do you mean?
There's a corruption in every city.
Paid the mayor's husband to kill himself to be cool. He fucking shot himself.
I know.
Talk.
Like, I know an old
Stothert.
dude. I know an old dude shooting himself. Like, it just seems kind of weird, especially since he's a doctor. I just like it's like he can get access to whatever he wants. You don't need to. Shooting yourself is so messy and probably so painful.
Outside of his house, talk. There's a suicide note. Where is it?
There is one?
I've already said too much. I'm already going to go to jail for slander because our fucking mayor's a liar. Talk, bitch.
It just seems pretty. It does seem fishy. I mean, I guess I'm just asking questions. I'm not trying to slander anybody. I don't know anything, but it does. Some things do seem suspicious. I know it's crazy. It's kind of maybe a faux pas to talk about it or something, but after someone dies. But yeah, he shot himself outside of their house.
Talk, Stothert. Where the fuck is the information?
Yeah.
We deserve it, especially if you're going to run again.
Yeah.
Talk.
Well, it seems like she is. I just saw a commercial for Stothert the other day.
Well, she said she was suspending her campaign. What, it's back up and running again?
Well, I don't know. I swear I just saw a commercial about Jean Stothert like literally the other day.
Talk.
Yeah, I mean, she should probably come out with some kind of statement. And they should, I mean, instead of just like, you know what's going to happen. It'll come out with a thing about like how good he was and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. But we won't get any questions answered on like the stuff
you know
that's
what's
really
going to
important.
happen? There's going to be podcasts that talk about how Jean Stothart's husband cheated, or how Jean Stothart cheated on her husband. That's what is going to happen. Mm-hmm. So if there is an actual truth, stop it now.
Yeah. Yeah, why don't you stop us talking about it? Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I don't want to wind up dead in front of my apartment complex. There's no lights right now.
That bitch is not fucking tough enough. Come after me, Stothart. I don't give a... Oh, what's his name? Schmoder? Schmoder. Fuck you, Schmoder. Come after me. All right, let's get in.
That guy does seem... That guy... They seem
seems
like
the kind
cold-ass
of guy
people.
would fuck a mayor.
Yeah. Seems just kind of... It's kind of... Yeah, that's a weird one for sure. We could... Do you want to take an early break and get some of our thoughts together? We
have to. I have to go tell my parents
that you love them.
I love them because I'm gonna get fucking killed by the goddamn mayor.
Yeah, in front of your apartment complex.
Fucking Jake Gardner is gonna come back from the dead and kill me.
Yeah,
that racist.
Fuck Jake Gardner. We'll see you guys in just a second. All right, we're back. I was told to lead this round, so I'm gonna be leading this round. Anyway, let's think of some stuff that happened in the news this week. Amazon workers are currently trying to form a union. So Bernie Sanders and Killer Mike went down to, I think they were in Birmingham, but this place is in like Bessemer, Alabama or something. And they're basically, Amazon workers, want to
stop fucking
not have to work in fucking like hot ass conditions and, have to pee in bottles or whatever. It's just, I don't know. The greed of these corporations is fucking crazy, but we all know this, so I'm not going to be saying anything new on this fucking podcast about it, but that's a thing that's happening. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if it's like Amazon that's destroying the world or if it's just, capitalism in general that's destroying our country, or a little bit of everything, rich people in general or something. All this stuff with fucking, I don't know. It's insane. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Fucking touching that.
We need to get a new splitter.
Nothing that he has said so far has led us into actual conversation.
No, I was just thinking about it. I mean, you're a working class boy. I kind of used to be. Now I don't know what you'd call me now. I guess I'm still working class, but okay. Yeah, I know you could definitely call me that. Another thing, Blake, you said you didn't know about this, but there was this, all these like memes were going around like with pictures of shrimp and saying, oh, Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal or whatever.
Yeah, what is this shit?
It's because, so some guy posted on Twitter, some guy who happens to be the husband of Topanga from Boy Meets World.
Oh my God. Topanga was my fucking, oh my God.
I never watched that show.
My cock just got hard.
When I said her name.
Give me a minute.
I know, that was like every boy our age like had a thing for Topanga, I think.
Oh my God.
That's so funny. But anyway, the guy that she's with, and it's so funny how like now this guy posts this thing and there's all this stuff about it, then everyone has to like dig into his old tweets and be like, he said something problematic, whatever, but it's like it doesn't relate to the story at all. But anyway,
but this is a shrimp guy?
Yeah, he posted on Twitter and he said because he's also like a comedian and like a rapper or something, and he's like, this is not a bit. He was like,
Topanga is married to a rapper.
It was like, I don't know if he's.
I can't do this anymore.
I know she could probably do better, judging from what I've heard. Yeah,
has she ever heard of Circle and Square podcast?
But anyway, he posted on Twitter a picture of. It was like Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal that he had poured out onto a table, and there were shrimp tails in it that were coated with the cinnamon sugar, like from the machine, And he was like, General Mills, could you explain like why there are like what is clearly shrimp tails in my cereal right now? And he's like, I just kind of want an explanation to like why this would randomly be in
I just want to know before this goes any further. Is it true or false?
Is it? Well, I don't know if it's decided. I think it's true. I mean,
all right, look it up.
Google it. I watched a thing about it this week.
I don't want to fucking slander Topanga. That's the problem.
It's not her. It's this dude.
Yeah, but this motherfucker's cock is inside of her a lot.
So General Mills or whoever, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, like tweeted back, and they were like, oh, those aren't shrimp tails. Sometimes in the process of making the cereal, the cinnamon sugar crystals can stick together and form weird shapes, but it's definitely not shrimp tails. And then he like went back and he was like, this is obviously shrimp tails, you fucking weirdos, because everyone's looking at the picture and it's like clearly shrimp.
I want to know.
you could find it.
I fucking refuse to slander Topanga. I'm sorry.
Here. See, and
is
then
that what that motherfucker looks like?
Yeah.
Oh, that fucking bitch.
And shrimp tail cereal, man. I wonder if it has pictures of the tweets, because it's worth it to see.
I saw him on Tinder.
You saw him on Tinder?
Oh, not Tinder. Twitter. They're different. Well, I get zero replies on both of them, so I get fucking confused sometimes.
Come on, Yahoo, load the tweets. See, this is why I can't do that. But anyway, I just thought it's so telling how like
oh my God, come on.
Those things right there, you see those?
I want to know. There's no way that's true.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, I'm saying it's true that dude tweeted or whatever, however he messaged them about it, but there's no way that actually happened.
That he found them in there? Look.
Oh my God, get out of town.
Shrimp tails in a string. He's like, I wish, where's the tweets at? Yeah, and there's definitely like have like mouse droppings on them. So what someone on Twitter actually came up with probably the most likely scenario of what happened, which is probably that a rat or a mouse was like in the like the raw supplies of like the stuff, and he drags all that stuff into his nest. You know, the mouse makes a nest, and he like goes scavenging for things. And don't think it happened? No. There's cinnamon coating on the shrimp tails.
Oh, how hard is it to put cinnamon coating on a shrimp tail?
Look at those. Look at those. He goes, well, they were like, we consulted with our team, and after a further investigation, we've decided that this is these are accumulation of the see look.
Oh my God, come on.
Look at this. He goes, listen to Cinnamon Toast Crunch. After further investigation with our team that closely examined the image, it appears to be an accumulation of the cinnamon sugar that we sometimes can occur when ingredients aren't thoroughly blended. We assure you that there's no possibility of cross-contamination with shrimp.
That's stupid too.
He goes, okay, well, after further investigation with my eyes, these are shrimp coated tails, you fucking weirdos.
Why would there be shrimp in Cinnamon Toast Crunch? That's bullshit. I don't believe it.
I almost don't buy it too, you know, because it's like, I know, why would, and I'm like, even if a mouse was like scavenging for stuff, like where would shrimp be?
Shrimp is more expensive than fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Well, and it's someone was saying sometimes rats can get into the raw materials like flour and stuff, which is totally true, because one time at a certain restaurant I was working at, we found a rat in the big container of flour one day. They just like to bury in the flour and eat it or something.
What? So you mean to tell me that some rats are smart enough to detail a fucking piece of shrimp, because those are perfect details.
I know, but it could be from the garbage. You know,
get out of town.
The rat goes through the garbage to find stuff, you know, and then he goes into his little home. And
this is what I'll say. Topanga, if you're fucking dating this bitch, I'll fight him, because that's garbage.
Yeah,
he's trying to make up for all the money you made on Boy Meets World.
Yeah, he like needs some attention. You guys need like a settlement,
he's
because
a fucking bitch.
It's so stupid.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah,
that is garbage.
I thought it was so funny.
See if there's anybody that proved it fake yet. Because I guarantee.
Well, the only thing that the internet's done, you know, via the New York Times, because all the New York Times knows how to do is look through people's Twitter and find things that they've said in the past that are problematic.
Go to Snopes.
You know,
Snopes.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea.
You would think a podcast that's about fucking politics would.
I told you, it's unproven.
Shit.
Yeah, and so it's an ongoing thing. It just happened or whatever. So yeah, unproven as of now. We'll see.
Well, read what it said.
It says, the photographs show objects that resemble shrimp tails coated in sugar. The cereal producer insisted that there was no possibility of contamination.
There's no way.
Unless maybe someone was eating shrimp in the break room and there's a rat and it gets into. I mean, that's totally possible that someone could have eaten some shrimp in the break room and thrown away. You know, like no possibility at all. Is there no possibility?
They don't package the fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch in the goddamn break room.
No, I'm saying, but there could have been a rat scavenging through the trash, and then he goes and he gets into the flour and he drops all the stuff in a string and he shits in there.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
It's ridiculous. It is kind of stupid. I don't know. It's like what, like who thinks of doing that? But that's what I'm saying. It's so wild that it's like, well, it could be true. I don't know.
I don't want this to be what this podcast is about. I'm sorry, Topanga.
Joe Biden gave his first press conference, or whatever you would call it, kind of like a briefing / press conference, and I did watch it. It's listening to Joe Biden speak is just it's so cringy, because you're kind of waiting for like a big gaffe or like a big like mess up moment, just because he's so old, and he does kind of give some, like, he does this thing, he's like answering a question, and he'll be in the middle of talking, and he'll obviously forget about what he's talking about, and he'll be like, well, and he'll just stop, and it was like he'll be talking about like, and then he's like,
covered.
He's like, and then he's like, and then he's like, I'm sorry. He does that like weird, like, it's like so sad. He's so, oh my God, Joe Biden is so old. It's crazy. But also, what's crazy when I was watching this press conference, it's
the problem is we can't have another episode titled Joe Biden is so old, because we've already had one titled Joe Biden is so old.
Well, the thing that I noticed the most is like just how the media speaks to Biden versus how they spoke to Trump. The same anchors, or not anchors, the same reporters. It's just so crazy, like how much they let him just bullshit and say nothing and like not answer the question, and they're just kind of like, okay, whatever. Like, no one's barely pressing him. There was like a couple people that asked like a decent question, but you get like that chick from PBS, I forget her last name, it's like Yamiche something, and then Caitlyn something from CNN. They were like the two, honestly, the two most annoying.
That bitch is
she's very pretty.
That brown haired,
but
girl.
But they were the two most annoying reporters when it came to like interviewing Trump, and just like being like relentless about really petty things, like really, really like petty things that didn't matter in the case of what they were talking about. And then when you get to Biden, he's just like rambling about nothing, and they're just kind of like being just so soft and timid, when it comes. And I guess Biden just comes off as like old and timid, and like,
he's hurt.
He just kind of is like in this like defensive mode. So you kind of were just like, oh, I guess like we can. Oh my God, just I hate it though. It's like the hypocrisy is like so obvious, and I hate like standing up for Trump. I mean, like, I don't like Donald Trump. I'm just saying, like, they should, if the media wants to, like, journalists and reporters are supposed to be asking hard questions. They're supposed to make politicians afraid of them. It's not supposed to be like this club that, like, once your boy's in, you can give him kid gloves. Just kind of sucks. Oh,
it's crazy that I was telling you earlier about. So my mom was like, earlier today, or no, it was like last week. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe the way Biden is treating the kids at the border.
Which is like the exact same thing that's happened like from Trump,
It's
which is like a
fucking
huge Trump
insane.
supporter. It's just because the way like Fox News is not transparent at all, where they're completely transparent to me about how they like treat these stories, but
you have to be smart to
I know.
see.
There's this lady on Facebook who, like, I agree with her on some stuff
Is she hot?
when she's talking about, she's just older conservative lady.
Gross.
She's also black, so it's like goes against all these people's narrative of like, whatever, conservative women, but she was just always ragging on the Democrats no matter what. And so now it's like, now she's like doing this whole, she's going into the whole border thing because she's just like talking about like, oh, how bad it is, the border. And it's like, okay, like this is the exact same thing that was happening under Trump. Like,
And
it's just because they're
did-
spinning it a different way on Fox News when you're watching it. It's just so annoying the way people are so like,
I had to leave my parents' house.
they're so reactionary to what they hear on the news. I mean, like, and I guess I am too, but I follow news sources that seem to be a little less fucking like all or nothing to one side. It's just so stupid. But yeah, the border thing is insane. I can't believe like how much it's ramped up too. It's like apparently like really fucking getting real down there, a bunch of people going.
Is it just now getting real down there, or
I'm just saying a lot more people they're like, oh sweet, Trump's not president anymore, I think,
Yeah,
and so that everyone's like,
fucking...
everyone's just trying to get and we're like, we're gonna take care of everyone, and all these kids, everyone's just like send their kids on purpose. It's like totally just like I don't know. It is like people trying to just like, I don't know. I don't want to say
what do you want to say? Whisper it to me.
I don't know.
No, I'll fucking say it.
I don't know what
I'm sick of these motherfuckers.
I don't know what to think about it, because like Because obviously, like, apparently our country can't handle anything, and we can't handle anything with our regular citizens, you know?
They're all fucking fakes. All of you motherfuckers are fakes. You only like shit if fucking it is in your fucking political wheelhouse.
So there was another thing that kind of pissed me off this week. It was there's two like Asian American members of the Senate who said, I think it's the Senate, maybe one was the House or something. And both of them were like, one of them was Tammy Duckworth, the one who's like had like her like leg shot off in the war or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about?
What war?
I think that's her. Oh, I hope that's her. But anyway, they both said that they wouldn't vote for any more Biden appointees until he appoints someone to his cabinet that's of Asian American descent.
That's
because
stupid.
Isn't it the most like asinine thing you've ever heard of in your entire life? Like, since when? Like, how is this political? I hate fucking identity politics. It's so annoying. It's like, it's such an obfuscation to like to getting anything done, real change. Like, what about people's ideas? Like, why do they specifically have to be Asian American? I don't understand. Like, what it's to show that we like don't hate Asian people. Like, we went over this. Tim Dillon had this fucking bit. It was so funny in that Patreon episode. He was talking about, or a couple Patreon episodes ago, he was talking about, he's like, so we have to, he said that his friends were working for this TV show and they had like a meeting like after this shooting happened, and they were all like talking about like, we need to protect our Asian staff from hate or something. And it's like, we work on a sitcom. Like, what are we doing? Like now you're just making it awkward. Like, no one hates any of these people here, you know? Like, what are we doing?
And they ignore everything else. Like, oh, we have our first fucking, like, Kamala Harris. How many people did she fucking locked? I hate it.
But, and it's like, okay, well, Kamala Harris is technically Asian American, you know, right? Half or something, you know?
I don't know. Fuck, goddamn. I don't. It changes every fucking.
I know.
I don't know what she is.
Yeah. That's Elizabeth Warren, I think you're thinking of. God. But anyway, like, this shit to me is just so annoying. It's like, so you're not going to, like, vote for anyone unless they commit to nominating someone who's specifically Asian American. Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. They also want to like nominate Rahm Emanuel to fucking be like an ambassador to China or Japan or something. Like the most corrupt fucking mayor of Chicago, fucking covering up all these killings. He's like staunchly anti like people having health care. Like he takes so much money from the health insurance industry. He's a fucking bitch, dude. I hate Rahm Emanuel so much. And of course, it's just like all these like Democratic shills that they want to get in these positions.
Yeah, it could be our first. That's the whole thing. It's all identity politics. It's all. This could be our first so and so person
of this you know thing. So and every single time it's always like a Time magazine fucking push notification I get. It's always that shit is like Biden nominates first yada yada to whatever stupid irrelevant position. It's like, okay, whatever. Who cares? You know, like does this I feel like for my friends who aren't like persistently woke, you know, that are of color, my friends just like think that shit's really annoying, and I think it's annoying too.
I don't know any people that are really persistently
woke. It seems like
I don't know like that.
It seems like it's just an elitist, fucking Ivy League school educated thing. It's because these people feel so bad maybe about like their privilege and where they come from and how all their parents have money, so they have to think that they need to like pander specifically to people's races because they think I don't understand what it is. It's like just this strata of people who really care about this shit, but it's like they're all the people making all their laws for everyone, and everyone else is like, can we just have like the minimum wage like increase? Like that'd be nice. Can we just have like healthcare?
Well,
like
the problem is it's all like white people that are fucking
that get all up about this. Yeah, and white people are like the most annoying about it too. It's like, okay, we don't need this to be like a fucking like college degree, okay? Like this doesn't need to be a study. Like just people talking about people doing this identity politics stuff when it comes to like the nominations for the cabinet and all this weird shit, it's just making shit more racial, and it's like, okay, do we want to get past this, or do we want to keep rehashing it and relitigating it constantly? Because it seems like you guys want to keep relitigating it.
What is crazy to me is like in like universities where it's like you have to have a certain percentage of like, aren't you keeping racism alive by doing that? It just seems insane to me.
Well, so I think at this point, like, it is hard to say, like as far as affirmative action goes and what you're referring to there, like, I don't know where to stand on it, just because, like, I can see that it's ruining the education system, but I can also see that it does help people get out of certain situations, because some people do have like shitty schools and they're just always it's like all these schools are specifically like underfunded in all these areas, and then so we want to like compensate for it by just like letting like.
But how do you deal with that nationally rather than like locally, where like as like a place like Omaha?
That's where
like
it's hard.
A place like Omaha where like schools and
all the North Omaha schools are like fucked.
They're totally underfunded.
They're totally fucked. And I did work for North Omaha, a couple different North Omaha junior high schools, and I saw firsthand how fucking like crazy the situation was there. And but what sucks is that you can't. When you start doing this stuff where it's like, I remember when I went to college, when I was a freshman in college, I first got to UNO. The first thing I thought after going to all my classes was that all the classes were much easier than my high school classes, and everyone in my classes seemed like not very like smart. It was really weird. Like, and I guess it's your first year and you have a bunch of gen eds and stuff. When I was in high school, like, stuff was very rigorous, and it was like preparing us for college and all this stuff. And I went to like, pretty affluent, I guess, like affluent high school. Papillion's kind of like in between. It's not like Millard schools.
It's no West Side.
Or Creighton Prep, but it's also not like, well, I guess Omaha North, depending on what you took or whatever, because a magnet school. But like, I just remember like all these, I remember it was so easy. Like college was just so easy. Now I remember thinking even at that, young age being like, this seems to just be like a money scheme, like a money grab, like just a way to make money off of people. And that's pretty much what college has turned into. But like when we focus on just having college be this like money scheme, and education is taking like a back route, to it. It's just, and they just want people who can't afford it to take out all these loans and help out all these fucking like banks and shit, like I feel like that's almost the whole point of it. And it fucking sucks. It also makes, I don't know. If you want to, there has to be a point in your life early on where you made the decision if you wanted to try or if you didn't give a shit, and people need, at this point, I don't know. I don't want to talk about like personal responsibility. I get that there's systemic shit that, puts everyone into a situation, but we can't just sacrifice what's supposed to be like higher education that you pay a shitload of money for. I don't get it. I don't get that stuff. And I don't know. That's why college just seemed like such a route. Like it just seems like a way of delaying, like kids being adults, basically. I don't know. I do have something else to talk about. If you want to take another break, though, we can.
It's up to you.
I don't know. I kind of feeling like a cigarette a little bit, but I do have one more thing to to talk about. At least one more thing.
All right, let's smoke.
Okay. See you in a bit. Okay. Last thing. First. First, I wanted to say that someone commented to me. I forget who it was. They were like, "Oh, I listened to your podcast from last week." They were like, "It was too short." Or no, it was Cam. It was Cam.
Well, that's our only fan.
She said it was too short. And I was like, I know.
She's working at Oliver's now.
Cam is?
Yeah, in the kitchen.
Oh, really?
Shout out, Cam. I love you.
Yeah, dude. That's great.
And she was when I first moved out at 18.
I believe
my first roommate.
Gotta use.
No, that's not why. Me and Cam talked about it. She I love you, Cam.
Either one, I guess is appropriate. But yeah, said our podcast was a little short last week, so I don't know. I mean, we might have to do
What the fuck is Cam gonna do about it? Fight me, Cam.
Some bonus content. God, you're gonna call it Cam. You're gonna call out the mayor, call out the chief of police.
I'll fight them all.
They're all crazy.
All right, let's.
So the last thing that I kind of wanted to say that happened this week was
I want a shotgun up here.
the Biden administration thought it was appropriate and cool or good to do a forum on like women, like economics as it relates to women in this country, and it was like about women's rights and women's equity and stuff, and it was Kamala Harris and Bill Clinton
Nice.
did a thing together.
I don't pay attention to anything that has to do with women.
I was like, well, good, because first of all, Bill Clinton looks like he is knocking on death's door.
Bill Clinton looks like he's about to jizz on a blue fucking dress.
It is. It's so crazy. But also, I'm like, could you have picked it? Could you have maybe gotten anyone else to do this women's issues related thing besides the dude who has pictures of himself?
I just don't believe you that that's true. I just
true.
don't believe that that's an actual thing.
This is like what Democrats think is a good idea.
Bill Clinton. What did he say?
He's doing he's just like Joe Biden, dude. He's just kind of
tell me
rambles
what
around.
He said.
I don't actually. I only watched a Schmidt.
Well, can you pull it up on your thing? Because I want to see what this fuck bag has to say.
I just know that it's like, it's so funny. It's like the dude who has pictures of himself, getting a massage from some like 17-year-old girl on like Jeffrey Epstein's island.
I want to see what he has to say. Play
it. Kamala.
And you know how mad I was today. I've had a bad day, and you're making it worse.
For conversation on women and girls, but like,
no, that's gonna be the Rising.
I don't want to play the Rising thing, but they don't have any clips on it. How do you not have any clips on?
What is that? Right,
Oh, see, Katie Halper did a live stream of it. By the way, yeah, Katie Halper and Matt Taibbi of Useful Idiots are no longer with Rolling Stone. They're on their own now. Rolling Stone has decided not to sponsor their podcast anymore. I think it has something to do with their stance on either like Libya or something, or Palestine versus Israel kind of things. But Rolling Stone decided to. They went their separate ways, which I'm like, oh my god, dude.
These bitches be canceling a lot. You listen to that podcast of what was it? Flagrant 2?
Yeah. How are there no clips of this? It's like,
it's easy.
Did they try and sweep it under the rug?
Go to the website or the search engine that you showed me. What is it? DuckDuckGoose?
Oh, DuckDuckGo?
Yeah, DuckDuckGo.
I typed dick.
They got rid of that Alex Jones episode of Flagrant 2.
They did?
It's completely deleted.
Really?
There's a whole podcast episode about
it?
How it is deleted.
It was such a good episode.
It's maybe the best episode
of a podcast
I've ever listened to.
Yeah, no, seriously.
It was so funny.
It's so funny. Alex Jones is actually a very hilarious person. I don't know if anyone wants to hear that or something.
I know. Right now.
The Sandy Hook thing was bad. But yeah, that guy's like really funny. Like, this is so funny. There's no
did it
no
show
article
up right away.
More stuff showed up on it, but this is Kamala Harris's empowering women event with Bill Clinton is tone deaf. Yeah, no shit, dude. But like, there's no clips about it. There's nothing. It's like they completely fucking hide it, dude.
Go back.
This is insane. There's nothing. It's just it's articles saying that they're going to do it, but there's nothing on it.
Go to videos up there. Oh, that's...
Isn't this crazy? There's like nothing. It did happen.
Well, DuckDuckGo would definitely have it go back.
It did happen. I mean, isn't that crazy?
What did he say?
He didn't. I mean, they were just. I only heard like 30 seconds of this thing.
Put what like some of his quotes.
That's what I'm saying. I don't fucking know what he said. I'm just saying it happened, and the fact that it happened is like so tone deaf and stupid, you know. With Bill Clinton after anger over sexual assault. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like this dude with all this Jeffrey Epstein shit, and then you want to have him talk on a forum about women's empowerment.
If we know what he actually said, that we would be able to find the clip.
I know, but I that's what I'm saying. I don't think he said anything like poignant or anything.
Well, that's bad, Ben, that you're claiming that he said.
I didn't claim that he said anything. I'm just saying that it's ironic that they're gonna have this forum about women's empowerment, and they're gonna fucking feature Bill Clinton, who had a fucking sex scandal about, you know, like getting a hand job or a blow job under the Oval Office desk while he's in office, and then also like has all these pictures come out about fucking him hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein and shit.
Kind of making me a little horny, Scott.
I know all that.
Blue dress.
Well, and just, you know, and just it's the fact of like taking that power that you have. You have power over people. You know what I mean? You have like influence, and you're like, yeah, suck my cock into this. I know you want to do this. It's the fucking Oval Office, dude. You know? And then like she was like, yes, I do want to do that. You know?
Stop it.
And then, of course, they're gonna, you know, come out after and say, you know, so empowering women and girls with Bill Clinton. I just don't know how they thought this was a good idea, and obviously they didn't think it was a good idea afterwards, because you can't find any clips on it.
He did empower a lot of women.
Yeah. I mean, that's Monica Lewinsky's career there. She was very pretty. Look at that.
Oh, she's hot. I would have come all over that blue dress.
Oh my God, Blake.
This is not good.
This is so bad. I just say I'm just here to say that Democrats, maybe that's in poor taste. I don't know. Maybe that's in poor taste. Also, do you think it's kind of funny how like, so of course there's certain Democrats that have been voting against things that are going to help everyone, but it would be so ironic if everyone voted on partisan lines on like someone like Rahm Emanuel being the ambassador to China or the ambassador to Japan or whatever. Like if everyone like voted along partisan lines, but someone like Joe Manchin was like, fuck this, I don't want him, and he was the vote that
I thought Robin that dude from Chicago had a bunch of dirt on him.
Rahm Emanuel?
Yeah.
Had a bunch of dirt on Biden?
No, just on himself. I thought he was...
Yeah, he covered up some like a bunch of shootings or something in Chicago. He gets all this money from fucking pharmaceutical industry, and then he's like on a fucking campaign against Medicare for all. Like he went on like Bill Maher and like a bunch of shows like that back in the day, just like trashing Medicare for all, and he's like sponsored by all these fucking health insurance. He's a fucking he's a dirty politician, dude. But
hold on,
I'm just saying it would be ironic if like,
hold on, Ben. What? I've already done this 3 times tonight. Hey, Bill Maher, I'll beat your fucking ass. I'm calling out you again. How many people do I need to call out tonight?
I don't know. Bill Maher, it's like...
Fuck Bill Maher.
I used to enjoy watching, like, even like last year and the year before, like...
He's a fucking
watching
bitch.
A show. He dove into being establishment Democrat.
You know when I
fast.
fucking got rid of him was when he did religious lists. And he didn't give anybody else a chance to speak their own, like, fucking... He's a douchebag.
Well, say
Bill Maher, suck this dick. I'll fight you tonight.
Bill Maher is a douchebag. But you know, like even after Religious List, you were listening to Bill Maher because we were talking about listening to Real Time, all the like when the retro plays and everything.
To it.
Exactly. But this is the thing. I enjoyed back in the day. I enjoyed the conversations he had on like what was it called, like Politically Incorrect. I enjoy all that. That
that's
old stuff.
Way before.
No, I'm saying, but I enjoyed all those old talks. I enjoyed what he was even doing, even like a couple years ago. But like, since the whole Bernie Hillary thing, it's like Bill Maher kind of like...
He's a fucking bitch.
Yeah, he's like totally a tool for like the Democratic establishment. He's like a fucking... Dude.
I'll give you my address, Bill Maher, and I'll fight your ass.
Dude. But he like...
I'm gonna have to fight some.
God, one time he had Pramila Jayapal on, and she was like trying to talk about like Medicare for all, and it was just like this fucking. It was almost like a fucking hit piece, like against her with all the panel and everything, and just all these people that write for like, all these establishment fucking rags, dude.
He doesn't have any like real progressive people talk.
No. He did bring. Well, I guess he brought like Brett Weinstein and his wife on recently or something.
The Weinsteins, great.
But like, or Weinsteins, I should say. I guess that's how you say it. But that stuff. I remember like Rahm Emanuel was always on his show, and I was always like, this guy seems like really nefarious. And then like look into it, and I was like, oh yeah, this guy like totally sucks. And then I don't know. Now he might be like an ambassador. I'm just saying it would be ironic if the guy like Joe Manchin or someone that like everyone's like blaming is like, oh, this guy is going to stop all this democratic policies from going through, but he's like single-handedly like stopped like Neera Tanden, who's like an extremely corrupt person. She was of Asian American descent, so I'm very sorry to everyone that really wanted an Asian American on the cabinet, but she's kind of a piece of shit. So I mean, it's possible for you to be Asian and a piece of shit. It's also possible for you to be any race and a piece of shit.
It's just a little odd how often he has fucking. What's her name? The blonde bitch
from North Dakota.
No, the blonde bitch that was a part of Trump's cabinet.
Oh, Katie McEnroe.
Yeah. No.
The one who her husband is like the opposite.
He hates Trump.
He's like a never Trumper, and she was Kellyanne Conway.
Yeah.
Dude, I actually, to be honest, I'm going to be honest with everyone. I kind of like Kellyanne Conway.
I think she's smart.
She's really smart. She's really witty. And whenever she gave a press conference, she always killed it, like every single time. And it's kind of crazy. Like she was really good. And everyone like always shat on her, because it's like this, like, liberal versus conservative.
Do you want to know who the most racist person to ever talk on
Stephen
public
Miller?
No. Joe Rogan. He's a racist. He fucking doesn't.
He should have Kellyanne Conway on.
He's a racist. He hates everybody. Why is he even given airwaves?
Well, he barely is, and that's what's crazy is like Joe Rogan's having so many good conversations with so many people, and like everyone's just like, oh, he's a transphobe. And it's funny because I'm doing a podcast and I'm just like, oh god, like whatever I do, don't rehash all the stuff that everyone thinks like boy podcasts are about, which is like saying trans people shouldn't play sports or something.
They said he was fucking a transphobe because fucking
of women's boxing.
Yeah, the girls
saying like maybe
they have won all. Oh my god.
Yeah, like these women that used to be dudes have been like winning all these records and trophies shit because they're obviously like the male body.
These bitches should not be winning.
I kind of agree with that. I mean, I gotta say.
You kind of agree with it?
Yeah, I
What
do.
the fuck do you mean kind of agree with it?
I do. I know. I agree.
I agree 100%. How are you gonna? I'm gonna cut off my dick be the fucking best goddamn Olympian in girls sports.
They can do. Here's what they can do. I think if you want to say that there's a million genders or whatever, and sure, like I get that gender is a social construct and that's different than sex, whatever. So let's do it by biological sex. Then you got to say like biological males, biological females. Like we need to delineate stuff that comes down to like strength and like physical attributes, because that's like where people are obviously different, and where there's obviously two routes that
it's
takes.
Not fair
it's not
for people to wrestle against each other,
like stuff like that when it's like a feat of strength. It's like I get that you like faggy liberal don't care about sports or whatever, but like I guess some people do. I don't care. I am also faggy liberal. I do not care about sports, but I don't want. Yeah, I think that whole thing is so stupid. Of course, we had to have the trans talk. I call it the obligatory podcast trans talk. God, next week really need to have some stuff prepared, because we've been getting more like less and less content, less and less minutes. We're just not even trying anymore.
I think we're being more honest though.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, yeah, with the whole sport, I mean, like everyone can rehash that all that they want. I know that deep down, I think everyone, regardless of how they want to be perceived publicly on their Instagram, how they want their public figure. Like I feel like everyone deep down,
fucking girls, you're a fucking bitch.
I feel like deep down, everyone can recognize that while there are some anomalies, some people are born with like multiple sex organs, like hermaphroditic, like bodies and everything. Like some people are born with like anomalies, but like there's obviously a way that the nature thing it works. I mean, you can't deny it. So when it comes to like feats of strength. Yeah, definitely maybe we should separate it by biological assignment, and also like, yeah, people taking hormones. I don't know if you should be doing, I mean, I guess like, should you do professional sports? I don't know.
No.
It's like, well, with professional sports, it's interesting because
we're going too far into this.
Well, no, I'd like to get into it because it's like, because people are allowed to do whatever they want, and I think if they want to take hormones to make their body like more of the body that they want it to be,
that's not
like,
fucking
fair. They should be allowed to do it, but I don't know.
Or if you're fighting, if you're going against women, and
what I'm saying
is fair.
No, what I'm saying is what if instead of it was like how you identify, it was like if it was delineated by your biologically born sex, like if it was your biologically born sex, but
that's how it is now.
Okay, no, I'm saying like, so if that's how it was, but then like maybe like some people take testosterone, like some women would take testosterone.
It would have to be a certain. You would have to get to a certain. Because that's not fair. Because dudes, like, I'm sorry if it sounds bad, but dudes fucking. You have different muscles. You're built different.
But what I'm talking about is not having it be like, oh, like what you're saying, like not having someone who was born a biological male who decided to transition to be a female, not having them compete in female sports. I think like if they made a rule where it was like your biological sex, that's the category you compete in. But then also if someone is trans and they want to be on hormones, like should we allow people that are on hormones to be competing too? Because if it's like women that are taking testosterone who are like, okay, I identify as
smoked,
or like I identify as a man but I'm a biological woman but I'm taking testosterone,
you're gonna get smoked.
The other women, you mean, are going to get smoked?
Yeah,
because because the other people are taking testosterone.
It's not because of fucking. There are reasons.
It's weird that sports had to come to that, where it's like people are going to be taking like hormones to like enhance their performance, and like
it's crazy. Like men are stronger than women.
I get it. No, I'm just saying like if we separated that out to where it was like, okay, you're a biological male, you're a biological female, compete in these divisions. But what if some people are like, what if you have women and then there's some trans men who take hormones? Should they still be allowed to compete with the other women, even though they're biologically women that are taking testosterone?
No.
Okay. See, I almost think like that could, like
it's not fair because
if we're going to
men are going to be faster.
You're saying men. Oh, you mean trans men? The trans men?
No, I'm saying
don't have the biological sexes compete with each other. Like that's what you're saying is.
But
like,
you're going to get in a very confusing space right now in New Jersey. I think it is 4 of the state championships.
I know you're talking
held
about.
By
I know you're
dudes.
You're talking about different biological sexes competing with each other.
Yeah.
You're talking about a biological male and a biological female competing with each other, even if the biological male is a trans woman.
Yeah.
I'm saying separate it out to what your biological sex is. So only biological women and only biological men, right? Compete.
That's what it is now.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. And well, but apparently it isn't in New Jersey.
Yeah. So you're agreeing
it isn't.
So you're saying that it should just be
what your biological sex is. But this is what I'm saying. What if a biological woman is a trans man, wants to take testosterone, and she's taking testosterone, or he's taking testosterone. So technically it is a man and a woman competing with each other, but biological females. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm like, if someone feels more comfortable taking testosterone to make themselves have more manly appearance, chest hair, all this kind of stuff, like, should they still be allowed to compete with the other women? And I'm like, for me, that's like, I guess, like, let them compete,
See, here's where my thing is.
Because then you were like, oh, but men are always strong. Well, no, I'm saying if you separate it out by their biological sex.
Here's the thing with, like, all right, so if a girl, or I don't even know how to talk about it. I know. And
if you say the wrong thing, all of a sudden you're a fucking asshole or something. So if a
female takes testosterone and she competes,
a trans man,
she competes with males. No. So if
other females.
No, if a female takes testosterone, who does she compete with?
That's what I'm saying, Blake. I'm trying to tell you how I feel, which I think would be a more fair way of doing it, which is you compete with your biological sex.
That's what it already is.
But you just said that there's record holders in New Jersey.
I mean, there's places where they.
Okay, so is it not that way, or it is? That's you're like, that's what it already is. Well, you just said that there's record.
What I'm saying is, I think it makes most sense that it is the way that it has always been. The way that you're biologically, when you're born, that is the way you should compete. Because it's not fair for somebody that is biologically a dude.
Exactly. Competing with women.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's not fair.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying in the case of someone who is trans, who is good at sports, and who is, primed to be like a professional sports player, if say they're a trans woman, so they're a biological male that wants to take estrogen or not, or just wants to say that they're a woman, whatever. What if that person wants to take estrogen, but then they still compete with males?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so what if then what if someone who's a biological female is a trans man and may or may not take testosterone, but maybe someone does take testosterone, gets a little more hair on their body, their clit gets really big, kind of looks like a little uncut dick. I've seen this a few times. Yeah, compete with the females
because it's not fair for.
I think the hormone taking. It's like, hey, if you want to do that, it's fine. I also don't want to get to a place where all athletes think they have to take, fucking like all women athletes think they need to take testosterone in order to compete with competition. Like that's kind of fucked up. But like, I think that's a more fair way of doing it than saying
what
like.
What do you mean more fair way of doing it?
That's the way it is now. That's the way it is now.
It's the way it's always been.
No, I don't know. I don't know fucking sports. I'm just saying like. Well, I think that would be more equitable than having like people who are born dudes competing with men.
It's not fair for somebody that's born male to take estrogen and just beat the fuck out of other females.
Yeah, because they've had all this time to like.
That's not fair.
Yeah,
like the male body is different.
No, I know. We're in agreement there. That's where I've always thought that it was kind of like, it is weird. Like, I don't think it's and the reason why all of like my liberal friends and like the coast and like here, like think they're basically just like, people should be able to do whatever they want. It's like, okay, I get that you don't like sports. I get that you don't follow sports. Some people do. This is a thing that some people do. This is a different world that doesn't involve you. So like, no matter what your opinion on the thing is, you don't fucking follow sports. And, some people give a shit about like, like what someone's like natural like abilities and performance are. It's like, that's why we like ban like performance enhancing drugs.
It doesn't even have to do with sports so much, but if somebody is biologically a guy and then competes in women's sports, he's going to naturally beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, I know. He's going to shatter all the records or whatever, shatter all the records, all the running record, everything. And no, I get it. And that's why people think Joe Rogan is transphobic, by the way, is because of the argument that we're having right now, which is not an argument. We were both in agreement. I think a majority of people actually are in agreement with that, but maybe don't want to say it out loud. But I don't know. you know, you do you, I'll do me. Any parting words?
This is episode what? 9?
This is episode 9. Should we continue this? Is this fun for you guys? Like to hear us fucking not have any plan?
There's
or
nobody talking to us.
You're right. no one's listening. If you can hear me right now, like go on the YouTube videos, like 2 views.
Episode 9.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Love you guys.
Bye.